Welcome to episode 13 of the Who's Who in Guyana business TV show. The show where you get to learn quite a lot about what is happening in business, where we deliver business education, and where you also get the opportunity to understand how important it is for your business to get featured in the Who's Who in Guyana business directory. We have a packed show for you today, a ton of education coming up. We'll be receiving a quick message now from Global Compliance Service from Ms. Candelle Bostwick. Take a look at some of the companies that are operating in Guyana, and then I'll be joined by Coach Keon Smith. Welcome, Candelle.
Welcome to Global Compliance Service Guyana, your partner for ISO certification and training services with a resident office in Guyana. I am Candelle Bostwick, Chief Executive Officer of Global Compliance Service. I would like to share with you the benefits of ISO certification. Why do organizations become certified to an international standard? When an organization is certified, first of all, it's a demonstration of top management's commitment to meeting the requirements of an international standard. And international standards basically provide best practices which have been accepted globally. Now, the International Organization for Standardization has a very comprehensive process for the publication of international standards. So when a company is certified to an international standard, those requirements have been globally accepted. So when you're certified, you would receive a certificate to the ISO 9001 standard as an example. And this basically provides a demonstration of your company's ability to meet or exceed its customer requirements. So anyone that is using that ISO certificate, or when that certificate is issued to an investor or to a customer, it's displayed within your organization, persons can now relate to the level of service that they can expect from you. Being certified also tells that customer or potential investor that your organization is being monitored by an independent body called your certification body or registrar, like Global Compliance Service Guyana Inc. Your certification body would normally issue a certification for a period of 3 years, and annually they conduct surveillance visits. And these are done to ensure that you are maintaining your quality management system, if it's to the ISO 9001 standard, or your occupational safety and health system, if it's to the ISO 45001 standard, or the ISO 22000 food safety management system, or any other management system that you've implemented at your choice. And what those surveillance visits and those checks allow you to do, they allow you to consistently implement your quality system. So for example, it allows you to conduct internal audits where you actually verify how well you are implementing your quality system. It allows you to conduct management reviews of your quality system, basically to evaluate the effectiveness of the quality system and actions that you have taken to ensure that you are continually improving your quality system. You're able to even monitor your objectives, or some of us would call it our key performance indicators. We need to have action plans to ensure that those indicators are being achieved and the actions that we've set out to do, that we're indeed doing it. So ISO certification goes far beyond that certificate that you may display on your wall or on your website, or you may issue to your customers or investors. The ISO certification basically tells you, and it allows you to improve your internal systems continually, to have a system of checks, of monitoring and evaluating your internal processes. It would allow you to increase in efficiency, increase productivity, and it will also improve your overall operations and the image of your organization. So why not call us at Global Compliance Service at 223-6666 for more information on how you can become the next ISO certified organization in Guyana. ISO certification means global recognition and improved competitiveness. Remember, Global Compliance Service is here to serve you here in Guyana. We are local content, global recognition. Until we meet another time, bye for now.
ACI Sons in the Gifflin Mall is your one-stop shop for all electronics, including laptop computers, flash drives and SD cards, tablets, speaker and stereo sets and the best brands, drum sets and guitars, household appliances, flat-screen TVs, hardware items, and lots more. So check us out today for the most affordable prices. ACI Sons in the Gifflin Mall, making life better one day at a time.
We help to simplify the adoption and acquisition of ICT services. Our services include ICT infrastructure for hotels, malls, and commercial buildings via fiber, copper, or wireless, technical training in fiber optics, cabling and surveillance, plus fuel and fleet management solutions. J.D. Karn ICT Guyana Incorporated, an ICT engineering company. Your success is our business.
Syntec is a new oil and my vehicle. I've been working from Linden to Georgetown up and down the highway. I have vaccine and the oil performing very well. The vehicle performing well. The oil level do not drop. So I'm advising you to take a try with Syntec.
Tired of the hassle of running around looking for solutions? Worry no more. WM Services is here. We specialize in heating, ventilation, air conditioning, electrical, and generator services. As a residential, commercial, and industrial dealer, our trained and licensed team is waiting to bring you peace of mind. Make the call now. Telephone 611-4326. Email wmservicesgy@gmail.com or visit our website, www.wmservicesgy.com.
Thank you very much for the words from Global Compliance Service and also for the companies that are making sure that this education comes to you every single week. Now I'm joined by Coach Keon, and Coach Keon is going to take us through a little bit about planning. So Coach Keon, over to you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Doerga, and pleasant good evening to all of our viewers this evening. Tonight we want to discuss the top 5 benefits of planning. And there is an old cliche that goes, failure to plan is planning to fail. So we want to ensure that as an organization, as a company, you are ensuring that you are investing time into planning. Once you invest sufficient time into planning, then you don't need to have that amount of time to repair or when you have to execute those plans. So benefit number 1, as it would indicate, it is the establishment of organizational goals. Planning is very important. This provides the organization with the ability to establish and set the organizational goals. It is very important for the organization to keep in mind that they should continuously strive for better performances, and this is a key aspect of the planning process. Goals must be aggressive but realistic. Organizations cannot just be satisfied with thinking that they need to go for what we call the low-hanging fruits and not plan for those stretch goals. Benefit number 2, it allows for the efficient allocation of resources. All organizations or companies, whether large and or small, have limited resources according to their operations. The planning process provides information to top management and team leaders that allows them to make effective decisions with regards to how resources can be allocated in a way that enables them, of course, to meet the objectives of the organization. With this efficient allocation of resources, productivity can be maximized and there limits the wastage that may occur if this process was not done. Benefit number 3, it helps with the management of risk and uncertainty. Now, don't get me wrong, we are not saying that situations may not occur different or varied from your plan. It may happen. But what a plan does, the plan creates that blueprint that allows you to identify scenarios that may be a risk for your business, your organization, and it also allows you to have your plans ready in the event that things go according to plan. So it is very essential when it comes to planning that this aspect takes enough time to consider risk and uncertainties. So unforeseen events may occur, but your plan allows you to deal with it very quickly. And in most cases, it helps to alleviate a negative or a severe negative impact financially. It could be based on your image of your company, etc. So planning encourages the development of what we call the what if scenarios. So it is very important to keep these in mind when you are planning. Tip number 4, planning is very important as it helps to foster team building and cooperation. Planning promotes team building and team spirit when that plan is completed and it is communicated to the rest of the team. In that way, team members understand and team members know what their roles are and how are they contributing to the overall success of the organization. They really get an opportunity to see how their work contributes to the other departments and the need for others who might require their expertise and or the completion of their tasks in order for the other tasks to move forward. So in that way, everyone understands that they are part of the team. Tip number 5, benefit number 5, it helps with building a competitive advantage or advantages. So planning in an organization, in a company, helps the team to identify realistically the strengths and areas of improvements relative to their industry, etc. By observing the trends in the industry, it also allows the organization or company to plan accordingly, whether it be their marketing strategies, whether it's going to be planned for the allocation of resources, plan for hiring the relevant expertise, so that company or organization can take advantage of the opportunities in the industry and, more importantly, serve their customers effectively. So if you are an organization or a business owner out there who's thinking about planning for your organization, you can determine the frequency in which you plan. Some persons would sit and do a 5-year plan. Some might do an annual plan. Now, while those planning methods are not bad, it is encouraged that you plan with a bit more frequency. Given the circumstances that our environment, our economic environment is continuously changing, it is important to ensure that your plan is a living, working document and not just a nicely printed, colorful document that goes into a drawer or on a shelf and it collects dust. One of the things that we do at Action Coach Guyana is that we engage in what we call our quarterly planning session or 90-day planning session, which is also termed as our growth club. And this is where business owners, organizational leaders take one day, one full day from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and they invest in planning more strategically, more specifically for the next 90 days. In this way, they're allowed to make their plan like a mini skirt. It is long enough to cover the essentials, but short enough to raise the level of excitement. So if you are looking to raise the team building and cooperation in your organization, effectively allocating your resources, building your competitive advantage, and of course, setting those key organizational goals, then you can call our team on 223-5583, and they will tell you how you can be a part of our Growth Club session, which is scheduled for June 26th. Save the date. Dr. Doerga.
Thank you very much, Keon. I know we have a short video on exactly what really happens at Growth Clubs. I'll share that now, after which I'll be sharing some education on mastering communication. Thank you so much for sharing this info with us today, Keon. Thank you very much. So as Keon mentioned, the next Growth Club, our next quarterly planning day, is actually coming up next Saturday from 9 to 4. And we've been doing this for the past 7 years. Every single quarter, we take a day out to really make sure that we plan out the next 90 days. There's so many people among us who think every single day, a little bit here, a little bit there. They keep changing the plan. They keep working on what they want to do haphazardly. We have just found taking that one day off to reflect on the last quarter and to plan out exactly what we're going to get done week by week is the way in which we and all our clients really get the results that they are really seeking. So if you are interested, reach out to us to see if we do have any space that will allow you to participate. We will have a small group participating in person with all the COVID guidelines observed, of course, but we also will be presenting via Zoom as well. Now, as I mentioned, I'm going to be sharing some information with you on mastering communication. So make sure that you have your notepad and your pen and make notes as we go along. We use personality assessments a lot to ensure that we capture how people really behave, especially how they behave in their natural setting and then also in their adapted style, which means how do they adapt when they are under pressure. Now, when people know this about themselves and about other people, it's much easier to build relationships, perceive things, approach tasks, and fit into job positions really well. There are several assessments that are used, and today we'll be looking at motivators. Last week, we actually shared on DISC, which is all about the 4 main behavioral styles, which are dominance, influence, stability, and compliance orientation. Today, we're going to look at motivators, as I mentioned. These dimensions, and there's 7 main motivators, are aesthetic, which is really a drive for balance, harmony, and form. So people are either low aesthetic or high aesthetic. People who are low aesthetic basically just want the area or whatever needs to happen to just function. So if they have an office, everything is very functional in there. It may not look fantastic, but it works. Whereas people who are very high aesthetic are people who want everything to look really nice, even if it may actually not work. But they get motivated by a really nice setting, really nice environment. We have people who are high economic, and high economic is really the drive for economic or practical return. So these people are very conscious about the return on investment. Some people might even say they're money driven. Individualistic, a drive to stand out as independent and unique. So people who have very clear thoughts about what they want for themselves, and they are able to express that openly and freely, versus the people who are low individualistic, who hold a lot of this, a lot of their thoughts for themselves. Nobody ever knows that they actually have an opinion on anything. Then we have power, which is a drive to be in control or have influence. These are more the people who really want leadership positions. They want to be able to take the lead. They want to be able to give instructions. Versus people who are low power who just want to follow. They just want clear instructions and be able to move on with their role. Then we have altruistic. which is a drive for humanitarian efforts to help other people. So high altruistic, these people do a lot of really good things for other people, whereas low altruistic, basically taking care of themselves. Regulatory, which is a drive to establish order, routine, and structure. So people who score high there really would love to have a lot of structure, knowing exactly all the procedures, how things fit together. Whereas people who are low regulatory, they just like a free-flowing system where they do what they need to do when they want to do it. And then we have finally theoretical, which is a drive for knowledge, learning, and understanding. So people who are high theoretical want to know everything about how everything works, why it works that way, and they have a constant thirst for learning. Whereas low theoretical basically are those people who utilize what they believe they already know, and they make do with that. And it is important that you understand that these dimensions exist. We have assessments that allow us to measure how someone scores in these areas so that you can match them better to the role. The sales portion, for example, would be much better focused, especially if they have incentives, high economic, right? Because if you're going to motivate someone with money, it must actually be something that they are very interested in. Now, just this reveals how a person will likely behave. Motivator assessments actually help explore why they're driven to do what they do and what they really value at their core. And as mentioned, there are 7 areas. And also remember that we can also test for emotional intelligence, because skills do not really determine the intelligence level. And we know that people with a higher emotional intelligence communicate more effectively and form strong relationships that drive engagement, motivation, and commitment. It is sometimes also called EQ or EIQ, emotional intelligence quotient. And this is really the ability to understand, use, and manage your own emotions in a positive way. How do you manage yourself? And then also, how do you also maintain social relationships with other people so that you also are able to interact with them in an effective and meaningful way? Now, why this is important is that it allows us to relieve stress, negotiate effectively, and diffuse conflict. And you can see on the chart on your right the various areas that are being tested that result in us understanding where our emotional intelligence currently lies and what can be done so that we improve on our leadership, we make better decisions, and how we can read other people's emotions. It's not something that is fixed, and it can always be improved, and that's why an assessment is step number 1 in really understanding how do we take our own performance to the next level. Now, we do provide all these assessments and a whole lot more that really allow you to move to the next level. So as usual, if you're seeing this video on NCN, eNetworks, on social media, reach out to us so that we can take you through how all of this can really benefit you and your organization. That was it in terms of education. We have Rodlyn Semple from ACI Consulting Services joining us with a brief message after the break. See you just after the break.
Life comes at you fast. At Mass United Insurance, we pride ourselves on being here for our customers when they need us. And even though we can't step in and prevent disasters, we can be there for you when they happen. That's why it pays to be a part of the Mass United Insurance family. We provide insurance for almost anything you need, with service that goes above and beyond your expectations. So when you need general insurance for home, auto, accident, commercial, marine, and travel, Massey United Insurance has got you covered, because we're here for everything.
Visit us online at masseyunitedinsurance.com.
Hi guys, I'm Tamesh from this Black Workshop. I'm here to talk to you today about this Syntegra. It's one of the very best in the market right now. First thing is, the viscosity is very rich. That is the very most important thing about the oil. The viscosity is very rich. It reduces engine eyes. I have been using this oil for the past couple months, and the result is magnificent. I never get the result in other oil that I use, but the Syntec, it's very good. It is very good. I recommend you guys to use this oil. It is very good.
We help to simplify the adoption and acquisition of ICT services. Our services include ICT infrastructure for hotels, malls, and commercial buildings via fiber, copper, or wireless, technical training in fiber optics, cabling and surveillance, plus fuel and fleet management solutions. J.D. Karn ICT Guyana Incorporated, an ICT engineering company. Your success is our business.
Tired of the hassle of running around looking for solutions? Worry no more. WM Services is here. We specialize in heating, ventilation, air conditioning, electrical, and generator services. As a residential, commercial, and industrial dealer, our trained and licensed team is waiting to bring you peace of mind. Make the call now. Telephone 611-4326. Email wmservicesgy@gmail.com or visit our website, www.wmservicesgy.com.
Shopping with Ali & Sons is now more easier than ever. Find your product, click Add to Cart, click Proceed to check out, enter your email, click Continue as guest, enter your name and address, choose your delivery options, click Continue, then click Place Order. It's that easy. One of our customer service representatives will contact you to confirm, and in several hours, your items will be delivered to your door.
I am Rodlyn Semple. I am a lead consultant at ACI Consulting Services. Today, we will look at what is quality. That word is used a lot by many organizations so that they can have customers. What is quality? Quality is the degree to which certain inherent characteristics are achieved. These inherent characteristics include on-time delivery, good customer service, good quality. In order for an organization to indicate or display quality, they should have certain characteristics already identified. These include quality, price, good follow-up service. That's not all. In order for you to say we have quality, you need to examine the statutory and regulatory requirements that are applicable to that product. For example, I am into the manufacturing of shoes. In order for me to say that my company is providing quality, I must meet the requirements of my customers. These would include the provision of a certain size, certain good price and quality. But in addition to that, you need to abide by whatever standards are related. For those of you who are interested in learning more about quality and how you can apply it in your organization, contact us on telephone number 501-0110 or send us an email at iso@actioninvest.org.
There you had it. Quite a lot of education today. I trust that you were able to benefit from all that you would have been exposed to today. Make sure that you apply this in your workplace, in your organization. And if you really want to grow your organization much faster, reach out to us so that we can provide you with, first of all, a strategy session, figure out what the opportunities for growth are, and then we'll be able to work with you. If your organization is not yet in the Who's Who in Guyana business directory, reach out. The deadline is June 30th. There's so many more companies in the third edition of the Who's Who than in the previous two. So make sure that your company gets there, because we're going to make sure that this is in the hands of every local and international investor doing business in Guyana. See you next week.